Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Grant Hardy.
Frankie, count as high as you can.
1, 2, 3.
The first thought that went through my mind was, how am I going to say I love you to them?
To communicate her love for her two kids, 4-year-old Frankie and 6-year-old Colton, mom and jewelry designer Justine Brooks created the I Love You pendant, which, as the name implies, displays the ASL hand sign for I love you.
It's kind of a shield, and then it has the actual hand there, and so the idea was kind of that it's a protection and that I love them and that they will feel protected and supported. I was very much in shock when I learned that Colton had hearing loss, because I'd never met anyone in my life with hearing loss who was younger, other than older, grandparents and stuff like that. So I just wasn't expecting it for him. And then sort of grew and was like, okay, I'm gonna step up to the bat for him and be there for him. And then when Frankie was born and she was failing the hearing test, now we know, okay, it's genetic. This isn't just a fluke that the two of them have hearing loss. So I went through that whole process with her. So it's really been a journey of through accepting it.
As their hearing loss continued to progress, it was time to look at drastic steps.
Frankie had actually bypassed Colton in her hearing loss and lost it much quicker. So we started exploring treatment.
While Colton could still use a hearing aid, Frankie's hearing loss was getting worse to the point where she would be unaidable. That's when the family began to look into single-sided cochlear implants.
The research has just not been there yet for single-sided cochlear implants, because they feel like, you got one good ear, you're good to go. But in my heart, that didn't feel right, because I know that 2 ears help you localize sound. 2 ears help you when you're in a loud environment. Like, we were born with 2 ears, and so I knew that if there was a way to restore that was probably going to be helpful to her.
Making a decision this big for anyone, let alone your child, is not easy. For the family, this meant traveling as far as Toronto's Sick Kids Hospital to participate in a study on single-sided deafness. Much of the cost had to be paid out of pocket, since the procedure is not covered in BC, and the cochlear implant itself has life-altering consequences.
It's a surgery, and she would have lived her life fine, not hearing, and would be healthy and safe, and so we had to choose to put her at risk to do the surgery. So that I felt like was a big choice to make for her, so we had to really think it through.
After a successful surgery, Frankie's parents waited with bated breath to get their daughter's reaction.
Frankie, how are you, sweetie?
I hear something.
Oh my gosh.
Frankie's father, Adam, describes what it was like when the cochlear implant was turned on for the first time.
Within 10 days of being implanted, my daughter could recognize her favorite soundtrack to Frozen. We can stream it through our iPhone directly into her cochlear implant. Like, she just had this moment where she just came to life and could recognize it. So yeah, that deep-seated joy is hard to describe.
Sing a little louder.
Colton and Frankie are now healthy, happy kids, and the family wouldn't change anything.
I went through something that I remember saying to my mom that, this is never going to be okay with me. I'm never going to feel good about this. And I ate my words, because I don't feel that way anymore. I'm so proud of my kids.